All right, hopefully this is better, guys. We're having some issues there with the audio and everything. All right, test, I can see that. Hey, what's going on, guys? Is that any better on the sound quality? Are we any good here? Hopefully that resolved it. Hopefully that resolved it. Hopefully we're good there. If not, I don't know what to do. Now it's still messed up. I mean, everything is set correctly. Yeah, man, I don't know what to do. Maybe close out some other applications. Super Chat's got reviewed, but trying this one to make one and it's being rejected. Man, this is going to be YouTube. This is having issues. How's the bench these days? The bench is good, Raymond. Hey, Raymond. Yeah. I mean, I document 100% of my training, bro. You shouldn't really need to ask that if you watch my channel. Like you can see every single rep I do on the bench press, every single workout. It's all documented. On the other hand, Raymond, you're also the troll, so I shouldn't have answered that without checking first. Yeah. So, yeah. TKO addict. Why would you think that he just started gear this year? He was clearly on gear many, many years ago. I missed my squat day. Was in the accident, man. Going to try squat today. Hopefully it goes good. Hopefully it goes good for you too, Felix. Hopefully so, man. So it's not giving me access to any other settings with the mic. Let me see. Restrictions, categories. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, there's no other settings I have access to as far as the microphone goes, so I don't know what the deal is. And you guys are really slow on responses, so I don't know how to fix that. Is this sound different? Because if it's the microphone picking it up, this will be different. So, versus back here. Yeah, I can hear you. It still sounds weird. Back here sounds better though. So back here right now, so it means I'm closer to the Blue Yeti. I don't know what the deal is. Wonder what exact gear cycle VG is on. No point in trying to figure that out, man. I think dudes waste a whole lot of time trying to figure out other guys' gear cycles. I think dudes waste way, way too much time on that. You know, like there's no practical benefit. If you move the Blue Yeti to the other side, we can confirm it's on. How about here? Right. Yep. Yep. Well, but I didn't sound different up on the other one either, right? No change. Blue Yeti is Not on. I don't know then, guys, because I've already loaded two of them. So again, that's going to use up all the alerts for the day. And it's having a problem with super chats unless someone else can confirm his super chats aren't going through. So YouTube is being buggy today. We only have one like in here also. So something's clearly wrong with YouTube today. It's bugging out. Right? It's clearly bugging out. Yeah, yeah. So there's only so much I can do, guys. But I'll do my best to entertain you guys. But I mean, it's all these minutes of technical issues are definitely not good. Did you and Biosphere ever squash the beef before we left? No, no, we didn't. TJ, no. He died with the beef unsquashed. I did say the week before he died on a podcast. There it goes. That went through, Connor. I did say, before he died, I was on a podcast with Richard Rodriguez and said, you know what, I didn't have any ill will towards him, but I wish I could squash the beef. And then he died a week after I said that. Which is just silly, man. We were arguing over nothing. You know what I mean, guys? Like, and I felt like he started the entire fight. He started the entire fight, but at the end of the day, I did escalate it. So when we're taking responsibility, I feel like I was justified in my fight back because he started the fight, and I felt like he started the fight for real. But maybe he felt he was justified. Maybe he felt I was truly enough in the wrong to justify the fight. And I felt like the way he went about it, I had to hit back super hard. In retrospect, was that the best thing for me to do? Like, was that the most ethical thing for me to do? No. Was it childish in my ego? Yes. Was what he did childish in his ego? Yes. So we were basically two grown men beefing over our ego, over stupidity. And at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, exactly, we're all human to be honest, cousins. At the end of the day, man, the whole thing was silly. And in retrospect, in retrospect, yeah, it's just is what it is. So Connor, I'm not even calling. So when the one guy comes in, I just ban him automatically, right? With no interaction. I don't acknowledge him. That's going to be my strategy because I don't want him. He needs to quit being rewarded with engagement to make him go away eventually. But we need. I'm not quit acknowledging him at all. No worries. But I need to stop saying that too, because that's even an acknowledgement. I need to just silently hit the button on it. Although that's going to take most of the votes out because honestly, 80% of the capals to 90% are the same person. Like 90% of the bands in the live streams are the same person over and over. So, yeah. I'll tell you something real quick in private about it, though, Connor. Hold on, I'll give you a message. So, um, okay, cool. Francis, you're not a new account. So anyone who's a new account same day is an auto ban. You ask a question. Because it's the same person. Jason, my gym only has 115 pounds of dumbbells max. Is it enough for an advanced guy? My flat bench is number at max 320. What do you mean max? Like per hand, or do you mean total? Per hand. Why wouldn't that be enough? Keep in mind, you don't have to have dumbbells at all. So clearly your barbell goes up to at least 320. You have at least 320 in plates. So keep in mind, you don't have to dumbbell bench at all. There's no requirement, right? You could do most all your heavy work with a barbell. There's no requirement that you dumbbell bench. You know, and even then, a dumbbell bench is more of a finesse movement for volume and reps. It's not like we need to be maxing out on it. You can do 10 reps. Well, how many reps do you think you should do with dumbbells? See what I mean, bro? I mean, dudes who try to do really low reps tear pectorals on it. Heavy dumbbells are very likely to tear pecs compared to a barbell, far more likely. So if you can't do less than 10 reps with the weight you have available, this is no downside. Because again, it's a volume finesse movement anyways. So you really shouldn't be trying to go crazy heavy in terms of reps, right? So there's no downside to this. No downside at all. So why would it be a problem? Best of double bench, I don't know. I've never done 115, so for 10, right? I've probably not done more than 90, 95 pounds on a work set on flat dumbbell ever. As someone who benches more than 320. Yep. So are you sure you're going all the way down? Okay. So, yeah, I don't think I could do 10s with 115s. I would think it would be bigger than 320 also. I mean, if I were to just guess if that's all that I knew about someone's dumbbells, what would I personally plug in? And I put their bench about 360, 370 at least. Just plugging in quick math, right? Yeah, something in that range, at least 365, right? You ever trained any martial arts as a kid? I did martial arts growing up as a kid. As an adult, it's just not practical unless you want to do it for fun. Unless you're wanting to do it for fun. Because and people don't like to hear this, but we live in an armed society. If you're looking for self-defense on the street, you need to be practicing for self-defense on the street. Ring fighting with rules is not going to help you against knives. It's not going to help you against guns. So I tell people, train like you fight. And I mean, I did martial arts growing up, but I can tell you right now, were I to be looking purely at self-defense in the modern era, in my culture and country, it would be 100% waste of time. You know, So I just don't really focus. But as a sport, as a discipline, I think martial arts can be great. Great. I think fighting sports are legitimate sports, and if you enjoy them, by all means, train them. You know, nothing wrong with it. It's just not going to be. When people think that it's going to be useful out on the street, maybe not. Probably not, because there's no rules, multiple attackers, there's weapons, like right. So I've had people bring that up too. Well, what are you talking about? Why wouldn't you go, whatever, fight this person in a ring with rules like that? Andrew Tate came up, and I'm like, well, why would I? That's not my sport, right? So why can't he come compete against me in powerlifting? Why do I need to go compete against him in MMA? It's not my sport. Because it really is just a sport at this point, right? I know martial arts training when younger has really helped my cardiovascular conditioning, or is it because you did cardiovascular conditioning when younger and the cardiovascular conditioning improved your conditioning to this day? The gym I go to only goes up to 70-pound dumbbells. It's poverty setting. Yeah, fortunately, dumbbells are not necessary. At the end of the day, if you don't have dumbbells, no big deal. We have barbells. And there's no reason you can't maximize chest development with a barbell. No one had a problem doing this before. And I'm not against dumbbell presses. Like, I think they can be a valuable tool. It's just that I think it's very strange that anyone thinks that they're better than a barbell. There's no reason to think that. Just no reason to think that. Biomechanically, evidence-wise, real-world-wise, people just prefer the feel. They prefer them. They like doing them. Hey, no problem. For dumbbell rows, it's easy to lift a lot. I don't know. I'm not really stronger on dumbbell rows than I am with barbell per side. So, example, you've seen me do sets of 15 on strict rows, 225 on Pendlay type rows, right? So what's half that? About 115. I don't know that I could probably barely squeeze that. I don't know that I can get 15 with a dumbbell. I'm not really any stronger versus a barbell with a one arm dumbbell row. I'm pretty comparable. Just me personally. Dumbbell presses, we tend to be weaker though. We tend to be able to move more total weight with the barbell by about 10% on average. I've done 135, but I can only do like 6 reps, 6 to 7 reps. So again, do the math on that. That's still only the equivalent of 270 total. Whereas if I can do sets of 15 with 225 on a row off the floor strictly. So very impressive. No straps. No, we don't use straps. This is why I have forearms, because I don't use straps. Right? Just chalk. An old liquid grip, bro. No straps around here. Keep it raw. Push your best double overhand deadlift. Don't know. Don't care. It's not a contested lift. Probably low 400s though. Say if someone becomes deconditioned and starts doing cardio again, do they gain it back faster, similar to muscle memory? Um, yeah, conditioning comes back quick, but conditioning comes fast for humans anyways, right? We're an endurance-based species. Like we're different from other mammals in that regard. Right? We're actually different from other mammals. We're way more endurance oriented than pretty much every other mammal. Can you explain proper form for dumbbell rows? Do you want me to explain it, or if you just want to watch some of my videos? How about I just show you here? So rather than me do that, let me simply link the last short showing you. Instead of explaining it, I can just show you. Right? I'll check that for. Hold on. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So check that form out. So there you go, dudes. So that will sort you right out, guys. Jason for lat rows versus pull-ups. I mean, rows are great. Don't get me wrong, rows are great. But if you're specifically focused on lats, pull-ups are going to win out. You know, on a rep for rep basis. Now, can we make the case that anything that works everything probably with enough volume and work or says to failure may not be a practical difference? But if we're going to talk about squeezing every last bit, every last percent from a rep for rep, set for set basis, pull-ups are going to win. Pull-ups are definitely going to win there. Also, my beef roast turned out really good. If you guys saw it, like I'm pretty good actually. I'm actually really happy with it. Do you ever do sternum pull-ups? You know, you know, I need to see the inside of the roaster where the magic is. I'll put up. There's some slices of it because I put some on my breakfast. So since I'm doing a little bit lower carb now for a bit to see if I drop some water in the waistline, I'll just tighten way up. Because a lot of people told me, including even someone, a client called today, that those shots today or of me doing the weighted carries, they're like, dude, you look crazy jacked and good there. So really, I just need my waistline to tighten up. So I did the roast, some eggs, and avocados for breakfast. Right? But we do beef roast here. Like this is Texas, so we're bigger on beef. So it's not like you guys are thinking of like a pork roast. I just beef. That chuck roast, guys. But it turned out pretty good on the tenderness um, because I perforated it a lot with the fork first. So I took the herb rub and I kind of worked it all in. You know, where you get that fork deep inside, breaks it all up. and it works all a bunch of that garlic and paprika. A pretty generous coat of paprika over the top there, and that's so you can see it on there. But I did a Lowry seasoned salt. We did garlic and paprika on it. So it got pretty solid. I'm happy with it. I didn't cook it as long as I might have normally, but it's still not quite pink in the middle. You know, right? Thus breaking the rule that it's all pink on the inside. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy with it. That was funny. And one of the things on that today, someone's like, "Do you ever eat, junk food or processed food?" I'm like, "No, I don't keep it in the house. Like I'll have it sometimes when I'm out somewhere or a special event, but I don't keep junk food in the house, man. I don't keep refined sugar. I don't keep garbage in the house. I don't buy it. It's not part of my lifestyle. We eat clean. This is how I stay under being 300 pounds of fat with my appetite. We just eat clean. Fast in the mornings, eat clean, and we build discipline. We create discipline. Got blood work done finally after taking 800 milligrams of Tren across 3 days. Let's see if I did harm to myself. But my organs are okay. Mercury's in Gatorade, right? I don't ever eat bread generally, and bread can be fine. I personally overeat bread, so I tend to not keep it around. I mean, I'll have bread sometimes in a restaurant type environment, right? That's right. Mercury's in Gatorade. I always like to use that line. That's one of my like memes I made up a while back. I'm like, you got to watch astrology girls because they'll burn your clothes in the yard, and then they'll tell you you knew I was a Gemini when you got with me, and Mercury was in Gatorade. You got to watch astrology chicks. I'm telling you guys, that can be a red flag. That can be a red flag. Mercury's in reverse cowgirl. Almost that's a good stats. Hold on. I should do that. There we go. That's a good joke. Good joke for the meme groups. Whilst we're in here, I'm sounding very British. Whilst we're in here, give me a second, guys. Now I got to post making jokes. Making jokes. Sorry, guys. I'm just not wound up like I am in a lot of these. Man, a lot of times I'm in here and I'm just like all fired. Today I'm just kind of chill. It's less entertaining, perhaps. I don't have a filter either today. It's hard to stay fired up, man. I'm in live streams a lot while doing all this other stuff. So. Coach, there's something wrong with your mic. That's what they're saying. There's nothing I can do about it. It's been working good. All my calls were good. All right. Jason, does the chin has to clear the bar and pull it for light games? No, no, not at all. No, the bottom half is where most of the lat Stimulus is on a pull-up anyways. It, like everyone pushes the laughs in the algorithm, exactly, it's the lack of likes, right? But I don't know what is up with the mic. Let me see if I can do anything different with it. I don't know. I don't know if that helped anything. I just reset the volume and stuff on it, returned it on. Try this. Maybe that'll help. That do anything? Problem is, people are too slow to respond. I can hit stuff and it won't be a real-time response. Oh well. So I had to do an Instagram call today. One of the guys couldn't get Messenger to work, so we did a call on the mic with Instagram. I don't know if that's been a factor. I don't know if that's a factor. Jason, will you ever buy a cheap lat pull down machine? I don't know how to answer that because I don't want to lie. Every time I answer questions, I get accused of lying. So you see the problem you put me in? I have no desire or intention to ever buy a lat pull down machine. But if I say no, then I'm going to be caught in a lie later again, and people will make a video on it. If one day, for some reason, in 17 years, I decide to buy one, do you see the problem I've created now for myself? What do you mean some variation? Like why would I want one? To do higher reps, like to do sets of 30 or something? What if I cut? Then I could probably do 30 pull-ups anyways. So, I mean, I do weighted pull-ups for 10 plus reps oftentimes. So I'm not sure why I need a lat pull down exactly. I don't actually understand why I need one. Lat pull downs are for people not strong enough to do pull-ups. That's why they exist, right? Because you're too fat or too weak to do a pull-up. So I'm not really understanding the need here. Yeah, maybe when I'm 75 years old. What do you mean different angle of pull? Yeah, I don't think you know how to train, Francis. You're starting to give me some. You're making me question your knowledge of training here. Nobody, it doesn't matter. It's a lat pull down then. Why don't you just lean back more or change your grip on your pull up? If you want a different angle, just adjust your grip. I'm not understanding the point here. Where are we going with this? I remember your quote: "If you if you do lat pull downs, you're a pussy." F you. I might have said that at one time. I may have said that in a video years ago. There we go. I'm gonna put that up on Facebook just to start a fight. Okay, I need to make an unpopular opinion. That gives me a getaway. Unpopular opinion. You can get away with a lot more stuff when you say unpopular opinion. That's one of the keys to the internet. Right? So I gotta do the ones unpopular opinion. There'd be something about testosterone. Man, you talk about a controversial topic. Who's vegan gains 30% stronger than? Who exactly is he stronger than who? You tell me he's stronger than Alex Leonidas? I don't think so. You've lost your mind, Holmes Killer. You have lost your mind. By the way, did anything change with the mic? So can I get someone typing real time? Peppermint, I want to try something. I'm going to turn the mic off and see if you can still hear me or if it changes. I'm turning off the Bluetooth or the Blue Yeti. It is completely off. Can you still hear me? Is it doing anything? Did anything change? I'm turning it back on now. It's now back on. Is anything different? Everyone's asking me to move it. I could simply turn it on and off. So nothing changed. So this tells us that YouTube is not reading the Blue Yeti. Well, I don't know, guys. I'm going to have to adjust it later and see if we can fix it. We're fully aware it sounds different. Yeah, that's David. We're going to sound like a broken record discussing this. Unplugging and plugging the Yeti. I don't know about that, bro. That could cause all sorts of errors, Alan. I mean, I turned it on and back off. The problem is that YouTube isn't reading it. That's the issue. Everything else is reading it. Like I've got a sound bar for it. Right? Sure, this is something here. Connection, live viewers. No, we can't do any of that. No, that doesn't fix anything. Oh well. All right. Yeah, you guys can still hear me at least, so that's good. So I'll have to figure out what's going on with it for tomorrow's live streams. But right now, I can't check any of the settings without turning it off and back on, like completely ending the stream, closing it out, and then rewind. You know, and then we start losing stuff on the spam end. So can we change anything on the details? Unfortunately, I can't do anything. All right. Yeah. Probably someone who does box splats. It's one who voted for Alex. Well, it's pretty close on the vote there today, to be fair, guys. It's a real close vote. I might try to do one more to see if, we can get this to fix the audio. you know. But I can't do anything while I'm in here. That's the problem. But I'm concerned if I do that, it's going to do the spam and it's going to mess with people's notifications. So we may need to just make it work this time, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll leave it for today. We'll just work. As long as you guys can hear me, we're good. You know, yeah. But it's not giving me any way to fix anything during it, unfortunately. But it could, like I said, the one difference is, of course, I did an Instagram call for a client today. You're having problems with Messenger, and that could be the issue, right? And I think it most likely is because it's trying to use multiple things at once. And it was just like, no, we're not doing that. It's just like, no, we're not going to have it. All right. All right, Francis, you're now up for a vote. I don't even want to give you a vote, but we're going to give you a vote. Francis, you're now up for a vote for this stupidity. Regulars, do we ban Francis or not? Kapow or stay? Kapow from Alpha Destiny. Kapow from Leo. Can I kapow him myself if we kapow? Well, you can only do timeout, Connor. I'll have to kapow him, but you can put him in timeout. BMW gives a kapow. Because, Francis, you've seen me next to guys of other heights. So, exactly, he's a troll. So, Connor, you can go ahead and put him in, and then I'll kapow him after. But go ahead, man. I'm going to let you. We'll let you do the honors, though. Okay. There you go. You put him in timeout, then I kapowed him. Booyakasha! And you're out of here. Sorry, guys, I haven't been all vibrant with the kapows today. Coach is kind of chill. Might be because I'm not eating any carbs, that's why. Doing that steak and peanut butter bros. No, I don't think he was. Well, the other one is speaking. He's not. Someone speaks one of these other people. That guy has a long-standing account. That's why they can just hit him by default. Oh man. Oh, did we? Hold on. Is that what happened? Oh, absolutely. So that was totally a spoof. Yeah, so it was not him. No. So look, it's two different ones, right? So the other one was a spoof. Like that was clever. Like this Francis is not the one who posted it. It's a new tactic. So the guy's been pulling names from there. Yep. Yeah. So that's what he's doing. Yep. He's adapting. Right? He's evolving. And there's no point in discussing the mental illness of it. We all are aware it's a problem. Oh man, Cameron, one of the regulars, he's a regular in there. Look at his reply comment up to the lat pull down. When I put popular opinion, lat pull downs are people too fast to do pull ups. He goes, bro, you keep at me, and I swear you go catch these hands. Oh God, yeah, you have to choose your regular accounts to spoof, otherwise it would be too obvious. Francis, think about your question. Jason, the pull up world record is body weight plus 130 kilograms. Do you think it's impressive? No, man, world records are never impressive, bro. Anybody who sets a world record on a list is a weak pussy, man. Never impressive. World records are by default beta bitch, pussy. Everybody knows that. Like Julius Maddox over here bench pressing 780. That's nothing. I did that in high school. Only problem is my butt came off the bench. That's the only problem. All right. Is the world record impressive? Bro, that's more than my body weight being strapped to his body. You know, just saying, bro. On a pull up, I lifted it 100 kilograms on a sport, but smartphones didn't get exactly. You know, this is another one reason though I don't discuss my pre-smartphone lifting because there's no point. I'm just going to be accused of being a liar if I say, guys, when I was on a bunch of tren, I lifted a little more weight than I do not blasting a bunch of tren in my 40s. It's automatically a lie. You know, so I don't bother. You know, you guys are seeing me bench 365 for a 2 second pause in my 40s. You know, but if I claim I benched more than that in my 20s blasting gear, it's a lie. So there's just no point. Shoot, if the guys are using a lot of gear, of course they are. Hey, Francis, athletes are using a lot of gear. Strength athletes are using a lot of gear. Well, yeah, of course they are. You could change that for any strength sport. Good afternoon, Jason. What's up, Ryan? Ryan in the house. Any chance? Probably not, dude. No, not at my age. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it, man. For what? 20 pounds of muscle for 20 years of my life? Why? Do I really need to be significantly bigger? I mean, I'm pretty big now, guys. I'd like to gain a little muscle and lean out, but I don't need to be, you know, I don't need to be massively bigger. Like I, I don't have a single goal that I couldn't hit on 150 to 200 milligrams of test. There's not one goal I can possibly think of that I would have at this age that can't be done on that. You know, so it's like, what would be the benefit? You got to weigh out cost of benefit analysis, right? Cost of benefit analysis. What would be the point? What would I get out of it? Maybe a little more outreach, maybe a little bit more money for the outreach. I mean, I could do other stuff. I could seriously just go back to full on crazy trolling online to get outreach if I need to. I mean, I'm already doing social commentary on Facebook and it's picking up and making money just doing that. So, you know, slowly but surely. So I just don't need to blast gear. It's just simply not necessary. Yeah. Well, I haven't done 365 at 40. I did a couple of years ago. I've done 350 for a 2-second pause this year at 48. But that 350, in my defense, Francis, if you watched, it was flat back, no wrist straps, no belt. It was no, I was wearing only a pair of shorts, literally nothing else, and it was flat. So, I don't you only do acknowledge it, Francis. I caught him, man. Notice he's gone and you're not. All good, man. All good and good. Looks like your mom is winning the vote right now. Your mom is in the lead. How do we have that many votes? There's more votes than there are people watching. People come through, I think, just for the votes. Y'all notice that? I noticed that. Oh, look, guys, is it just me or is it hot in here? What? Guys, is it me or is it just me or is it hot in here, y'all? Y'all tell me. I need to turn the AC up. Hold on, I'll be back. But we do got the chalkness monster. Chalkness monster. Come on, that is awesome. Tell me that's not awesome, y'all. Seriously. Who's winning a cage match? I think your mom would beat all of them in a cage match. Definitely your mom. Man, this is super slow for an afternoon. Then again, it's really early. This is probably not amazing. What's your professional freedom action, Chris? I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, I almost feel like Vegan James couldn't beat anybody because he's got that bad leg. Like, I almost feel like he would be so, and maybe I'm wrong, but I just can't visualize a man who can't squat 185 without his leg almost breaking out from under him as anyone who's strong, not just tackling him. Like, that would be, I just can't imagine that. I can't imagine with the leg situation that anybody reasonably strong would just destroy him. Because a cage match, there's no real rules. It's not like they can't tackle him, grab the leg, twist that leg. Like Alex is strong enough, he could just pull on that leg with his deadlift force, and it would be over. You know? Connor says, I'm about 5 weeks into my cut, and I can't stop peeing, and I wake up the next day feeling flat as just normal. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes that happens, especially when you're in a deficit. The scale's going down, you're dropping water, so you're peeing more. I mean, anyone is free to chime in on that, but the guy has been injured multiple times trying to squat 185. His leg can't handle any force. What's going to stop someone who deadlifts 500 pounds from just grabbing and twisting and pulling on that leg? Like, what's going to stop them from tackling him and doing the floor work and pulling on his leg? I can't imagine. So with the amount of weight that he crumbles under it, it has excruciating pain. A strong lifter can produce more force than that. What's going to stop them from just putting that force on his leg? got bad leg. He gets hurt all the time. And Alex is decently short. Not like Alex is weak. Okay. Now he might need his elbow sleeves on to be able to pull it off. But what if he puts his elbow sleeves on and gets his straps and wraps his straps around that ankle and pulls on it? What's Richard going to do? Trying to have butt sex with him? That's like going to be his only defense. I mean, that might work. I mean, we really think any of these dudes. All right. By the way, on the reconnect, it gave me a microphone option. Did it fix the mic? So it disconnected me with an error and it let me reconnect the stream, but it re-pulled the settings window up and it had a mic option that let me change the microphone. What's up? We good now, boys. We're good. Now I can rock out with my cock out. On that note, though, I need some water. I got to get hydrated. All right. The volume is low. Let me see what happened. The volume is low. Your mama's volume is low. Let me fix that. All right, how's that? Is that better? All right. You turned the volume down to 70%. Fortunately, we're able to adjust it. Hopefully we're better. Should be good though. But at least the mic's working. It's gonna be a slow stream though today, guys, because of the time slot. Maybe coming in this early was not the best choice. But at least we got a super out of it. It all adds up in the end. I still got to figure out how I'm going to get that other bonus on Facebook this month. It's just not happening so far. Like basically, I have to make the profile in the next 7 days has to make another $90 in profits to make the extra 44. It's not happening. My page, not a big deal, right? That's easy. Appreciate the super though, BMW. Appreciate the super. So see, it doesn't even matter that we're getting a slow stream. We all good in the hood. But yeah, what do you guys want? Man, we haven't had a lot of conversations in here. Although people have talked about the fight, But for some of y'all, I don't know if your mom would win the fight because I don't have fighting stats, Right? Connor, appreciate it, man. Now we flowing. Wonder what that'll do with the algorithm now. We got the mic working. We got all that stuff. That probably boosted the algorithm. We'll see if we get people in here. See if we can get a fire live stream today. But I feel like I didn't have a lot of topics, man. I had someone tell me, someone from overseas, speaking of politics and stuff, they're saying, oh, I think the Republicans are going to do bad in the midterms. I don't think that they are. The problem is the far left in the U.S. went too woke. And I mean, I can tell you one of the things that just kills them. Here's something that absolutely kills the left in the U.S., their whole trans thing, the position they take on the trans stuff. Okay. Most Americans oppose it. If they want to use that definition of transphobia, 80+% of the American population falls in that category. Okay. Like this is a problem for them pushing it all the time. They don't want it in sports. People don't want it in the bathroom. They don't want it forced down their throats. Most Americans don't like it. They have a problem with it. So to take this position over and over and over is not helping them. On top of it, think about groups that the Dems want to target. Think about groups that they want to target specifically. Right? No, but I mean, think about this from a political perspective. Think about what groups the left wants to always target for their voting bloc. Who are they trying to get? They want to get Muslims. They want to get Hispanics. They want to get Latinos. They want blacks. Like this is targets of theirs for voting. They want to sweep those groups. The trans thing kills them. It absolutely destroys them with those groups. It hurts them. Why? For obvious reasons. It's completely forbidden in Islam. So you're not doing yourself favors there. How about Hispanics? They don't like it. Strong Catholic bloc, it's also, again, a problem. So on and so forth. So even these groups that they want to rope in, their position hurts them with these groups. This fringe position. Right. I mean, and yeah. So it's not doing them any favors. Not doing them favors at all. Yet they're persistent on it. That might fly in the UK, but in the US, it is considered a fringe position that people do not like. They don't like it. They're not comfortable with it. They went crazy with it. To the point where people who were left leaning it pushed away. And because they're so militant with it, I didn't see the thing with the mayor. I saw some stuff on it, but I haven't looked into it yet. Good show of diplomacy, but they went too far with that stuff, and they essentially hurt their own voting base in this last election by pushing it. Same thing with the Black Lives Matter thing. Like they're killing their chances. They're going to lose more and more because of all of it. Again, the whole go woke, and the same thing when we talk about businesses. American Eagle did anti-woke, and look at all the money they just made. And we see it go woke, go broke in companies. It doesn't work. They're forgetting the whole woke thing is in isolated communities. It might have a substantial population, but it's only in small regions. Like far left ideas don't fly through the most of the country. And so it kills them in terms of their voting. And they don't seem to grasp it, like to think that they're going to get away with that in the U.S. I don't know much about that mayor other than the whole democratic socialist thing is a problem. I don't know. That's against the go so broke. Interesting. I didn't know. I haven't seen what his positions are on a lot of this stuff, Connor. Um, you know, but that's the fascinating thing with the left. They try to grab certain groups and not understand that certain groups are very socially conservative. So they jump onto certain groups and try to get them in on other stuff. You know, so over immigration, they try to get Latinos, right? But they also are forgetting, by and large, Latino culture is very conservative. It's more conservative on average than the U.S. culture. The same thing with Muslims. Muslims are very, you know, socially conservative. So they're going after groups that are known for having traditional social conservative values, and this is going to backfire, and it is backfiring. Um, you know, it is backfiring, and you're right. I mean, Connor. I mean, case in point, I have a client on the East Coast who is Muslim who voted for Trump. He voted for Trump, and he's strict. Like he's one of those that he doesn't drink. He actually complains that a lot of Muslims don't follow the rules. He complains about it like it's jumps on it. Um, but I had a chat with him in a call, and he said, he voted for Trump because of the conservative social values. So yeah, their crazy extremist stuff is absolutely hurting them, right? Absolutely hurting them. Literally, the only thing keeping them in the fight, probably at this point, is abortion and stuff like that. That's about all they have left, because that still gives them, among a lot of women who want to keep it obviously unrestricted, that still gives them an enormous voting block. They get a lot of people who are on welfare, like a lot of people who don't pay taxes are on welfare, enormous chunk of their voting block, right? See, I haven't looked into his policies, but um, I'll have to see what's up with that. But this is a problem for them. This far left extreme social positions. But that's all they have left. Like, quite frankly, without, say, the support for abortion and stuff, they're toast. Without Trump derangement syndrome at this point, they're gone, and they go crazy with that stuff. So yeah, I don't know, guys. But we still got to get this economy fixed. I feel like it's improving a little, not enough though. It's going to take time. Whole lot of people voted based on that. That's probably the two things that really shifted this election this time, was the economy. And it doesn't help when the other side gets up and lies and talk about how strong the economy was and people are struggling. Like, that didn't fly too well with voters. And then, yeah, them pushing the crazy, crazy trans thing the way they have. It's like, in the US, knowing that 60% of the country is Christian, the US is still by and large a very religious nation. So
And it's still, compared to much of the world, very socially conservative. Yep. Have fun at the gym, Connor. Take care, brother. All right. Although I may not stay in here much longer. I may not stay much longer myself because it's slow in here, and Coach is kind of tired. Get some other posts done. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wind it down, guys. Let me give you guys a bicep shot before we go there. Oh, Mount Bicephalus. And we're out of here.